Hey guys, Jacob Moon here, on tour in Alberta right now, and I just thought I'd take a minute and answer some fan questions. You guys have sent in some good questions, and I'm going to try to get through them all here today. So question number one was about songwriting. A fan writes, how does songwriting start for you? Is it an idea you want to explore, a guitar part that you have put together for later use, or something that life puts in your path that elicits a reaction that won't go away? Well, that's an interesting question. Songwriting is a mysterious process for me, and it often begins, with some kind of guitar part, some guitar idea. So I've kind of stockpiled a bunch of guitar parts and sort of like grooves, and sometimes I'll go back and look at those songs and see if there's anything there. And sometimes I come up with something. It does happen. But most often it's when I get an idea and I flow right through into introducing some kind of a lyrical idea, however sketchy that is, and try to put some kind of coherent thought together. And that could be just something that's been bubbling under the surface for a long time, and I'm finally getting a chance to kind of write down how I feel about it. And it could be something sort of abstract and new that the song sort of reveals itself over time to me, and that can happen too. So lots of different ways to write songs. I try to use some of the techniques I talked about in my instructional video sometimes too, to just kind of disorient myself, try playing on a different instrument, a bass or a piano, or starting with drums. Just doing things that will kind of just throw me off a little bit and make me kind of think on my feet creatively. So there's lots of ways to write songs, and for me, there's probably no one way that I write songs, but those are a bunch of them. Next question. It says, independent musical artist. That's the title. Okay, it says, what are some of the biggest challenges with being an independent musician? Yeah, well, I mean, I was speaking about this with a fan the other day. He said, how do you kind of do it as an independent musician? And it's a tricky thing. When you think about the whole entertainment dollar, that people spend, if you slice off a narrow little slice of the pie there, you can see that that's the slice that is devoted to independent music. The rest of it's all to kind of big media stuff with big media promotion budgets. And so for guys like myself and others like me, it's just we have to fight over a slice of the slice of the pie. And we're not really fighting, we're just doing our best to get our word out there about what we're trying to do, and trying to make sure that we build a following of people that really like what we do, and that we just honor that relationship with thoughtful conversation via email newsletters and blog postings, and we try to just invite them into the conversation, and that happens through all the touch points, through videos and gigs and CDs and stuff that happens on the internet. So it's those are all the challenges for me, is just trying to stay vital for people who have a lot of choices for how they're going to spend their entertainment dollar, and so, but there's other challenges too. I mean, you just never stop working, right? I mean, there's always like a to-do list that just never ends, and you can't seem to find a way to just finish it once and for all. And anybody who runs a small business knows what that's all about. It's just the bane of being a small business owner and an entrepreneur. It's like, if you don't do it, no one's going to do it, because nobody cares about it as much as you do. So it's hard sometimes to delegate and to give stuff away. I find that's a challenge, and so I'm trying to work on that and trying to get more people on my team and working with me, and so there's lots of challenges. I could talk all day about that, but that's a little glimpse on it.